What is going on, everyone? First and foremost, I want to say thank you for being here right now, watching this video. I do really appreciate your time, and I would really appreciate if you do consider subscribing to the channel, simply because it truly does help me out a lot. Now, we're going to be reacting to Gunna responds to Young Thug and Lil Baby calling him a rat on IG Live. Now, DJ Academics, man, came out to confirm that, Young Thug does not mess with Gunna at all, even though a lot of people do not like DJ Academics. He's a strong, reliable source when it comes to these kind of things. So you could pretty much take his word for it that, Young Thug does not mess with and does not like Gunna whatsoever. Gunna is a rat, and he's not really YSL. Even though I'm pretty sure he's signed to YSL, he's not really YSL anymore. And Gunna has been going on as if he's cool with Young Thug and Lil Baby and all that, but that's not the case whatsoever. It's really not looking good, man. But overall, let's just dive into the video, see what it's talking about.
The streets are so atrocious. Young Thug told everybody that Gunna was a snitch. I'm telling you this. I don't give a f if you believe me. That's what he sent to. Or he sent a message to Dirk, Baby. There's a few other rappers. I just won't call their names, just because some of them just told me in privacy. All of them rappers start not with Gunna, speaking out. They're chilling away. Thug got out. Gunna kind of hot. Ain't like you're trying to really jump and work with Gunna, but he's kind of stuck in a rock.
Mr. Williams have no contact with any of the co-defendants in this indictment, with the exception of Mr. Quantavious Greer, that is his biological brother, as well as Mr. Sergio Kitchens. He's a phenomenal artist. He goes performer known as Gunna, G-U-N-N-A. Mr. Williams and Mr. Kitchens are contractually obligated, and they frequently perform music together. Your Honor.
They got a lot of gunners in this sewer. We in New York City. I see about 3 gunners right now. One just went under the sewer.
Oh my goodness.
One just went under the sewer. Go find them. They all over here.
Well, just like 6ix9ine, do you think he has a career ahead of him in rap with Gunna?
Probably in another country or something. I don't think so. Not out here, because Weezy out of here. You heard Weezy say, you're a rat. Weezy out of here.
Yeah,
everybody who you wanted.
That's his producer.
That's who made all the hits.
Yeah, that made all the hits.
Weezy out of here.
I was shocked when I woke up to that shit. I'm like, what the f***? It got to be a fake page.
So you're not trying to use it for promo?
For what?
Do you believe that Gunna told?
Man, I don't sit up and play games, man. That man told. You should have went in there and kept your mouth closed. I never, unfollowed. I don't know. I never, why I didn't, I don't know. I just don't take Instagram and all that shit type serious. But if you a rat, you a rat. And if you rewind this clip a little bit, I looked into the camera and I told you, if you a rat, I hate you. Because I love Thug.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped a vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocodone, methamphetamines, and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
So me pleading guilty is only making it worse for my man. Anything you just said in that courtroom is gonna be used against your man.
He just implicated YSL being a gang. So now his fat home, right? All the people who's locked up, like Jeffrey, like Young Thug, now he can't go with that defense. He can't go with the defense of saying, I'm a record label. Your man just copped out, went home, told open court, told the judge, told the DA, yes, it is a gang.
Young Thug is finally free now, and we've all been expecting to see what his next move is going to be. He's been low-key for the past couple of days. He hasn't really done anything aside from tweet. We know that Mariah the Scientist even went as far as canceling the remainder of her tour to fly out the day that he got released from prison.
I want to thank you for Jeff and our relationship. all you who doubted me and doubted me and said this nigga was never coming back. Oh God. What you gonna say now? Now when I say thug, we gotta switch it up. Let's just make it to the end so I can get on this shit.
One of the first people that Young Thug tweeted to was Lil Baby. Wham, let's drop one of these rats, Peter. Now, drop one of these rats. A lot of people were assuming he was talking about Gunna, about all the people that were basically snitching on him, who took plea deals and ended up basically kind of throwing him under the bus while he was in prison. One of the only people that Young Thug could be referring to about being a rat is none other than Gunna. And this was confirmed today, basically, or a couple hours ago, when Young Thug tweeted, "Gunna, stop acting like we friends on the internet. I don't know you, my guy." So this is a very concerning, a very strange, but kind of not surprising thing to say about Gunna. I mean, we've all been saying that Gunna's a rat. A lot of rappers have been calling Gunna out as a rat, and even went as far as not working with them. Lil Baby was one of these people who called Gunna a rat and said he wasn't going to make music with him no more. So Young Thug saying this is very weird and strange, given the fact that he specifically asked the judge for Gunna to be one of the only people from Atlanta that he could make music with. So he asked the judge, yo, I know I'm not supposed to be talking with nobody from Atlanta, but let me still make music with Gunna. I'm contractually obligated to make music with this man. Now he's either doing this because it benefits his case or because he truly wants to keep making music with him. Now this tweet, there could be several things. He can either have been hacked or he truly thinks that Gunna is a snitch. Now Academics went on this whole little rant about the situation. He said, I've been told y'all Thug told Dirk, Baby, and a few other rappers that Gunna was no good while he was incarcerated, meaning it ain't no way he can come back out and justify rocking with Gunna, when he told them not to rock with Gunna when he was locked up. So Academics is saying that Young Thug told all these rappers that Gunna was a no-go, that Gunna was a snitch, that they couldn't make music with Gunna because Gunna was a rat. Now Thug originally wanted to drop on Gunna release date and was gonna have Baby and Dirk features. Those features didn't end up on his project, but he literally sent a message to them saying, I don't F with that F and I want to drop on this date. He also didn't do that. So there's a whole lot of weird things going on about this situation. I mean, obviously Lil Durk got locked up. He has his own situation on that side going down. But dropping on the same day as Gunna is either a really smart move, like a really smart marketing move, or he's doing that out of spite, saying that we're not gonna let this slide. Like, you know, you snitch on me, you basically turn on me, you're my enemy now. Now Academics is going on and saying that he still predicts that Young Thug's gonna come out and say that he got hacked in a few, but how many times he's gonna tell y'all he don't F with Gunna before y'all believe it? So what Academics is trying to say is that Young Thug is purposely making it known that he believes that Gunna is a rat. He doesn't rock with him, he doesn't want people to work with him, but he can't say so publicly because of his probation and legal reasons. He shouldn't be acting this way because he's literally on probation for like 25 years. He can't be acting still like, oh, he's a snitch, oh, he's a so-and-so, because it doesn't look good for him and it could potentially land him back in prison. Now Thug had to carve out communicating with Gunna in the plea deal because there's biz still to be done. He has Gunna in contracts that aren't completed. If he was barred from having any communication with Gunna, that would have Gunna a legal out in trying to get out the deal. So it seems that he's doing this so that he can still have him work under him and take money from him, but he really doesn't want to do that because he's a rat, but he needs the money and he wants to get back at him one way or another. So that kind of could be potentially what's going on between Young Thug and Gunna. I don't think it's the smartest thing to do. Even if he was a rat, you gotta step away from all of that stuff because 25 years of probation is a very long time where you gotta keep your head very low. You got all these eyes watching you. One misstep could land you back in prison, and I feel like this could be a misstep. This could be viewed as, oh, he's still trying to retaliate at known gang members. Like, I think that's what's going on. He already did say that YSL was a gang. He admitted to that in court. So it's a pretty serious thing to be playing around with.
All right. So it is not lost on the court that the state, had they been able to come to agreement on certain special conditions, was willing to entirely dismiss the RICO count, was willing to entirely dismiss one of the gang counts, and was willing to entirely dismiss this, machine gun count. Was willing to give a sentence that permitted Mr. Williams to walk out of the door today and therefore does not seem to be particularly worried that Mr. Williams, if on the streets, would be a danger to society. I'm taking that into consideration in crafting my sentence. And in permitting a no-low plea to the RICO count and one of the two gang counts, I would not be permitting the no-low to the one if you were not pleading guilty to at least one of them. But you are, and y'all admit a factual basis for the counts that you are pleading guilty to. I find there to be a factual basis for those counts, and for the remaining counts with which you are charged. I am going to impose a sentence, and I've taken a little bit of the suggested special conditions from the defense and a little bit of the special conditions suggested by the prosecution. On count one, the court sentence is 20 years to serve 5 years, commuted to time served, the balance of 15 years to be probated, and a $25,000 fine. On count two, the sentence is 5 years to serve, commuted to time served. That's the minimum sentence that's permitted on that count. It is required to be run consecutively. I'm going to run it consecutive to count one, but I am going to backload. Oh, I'm sorry, that is not commuted. That is 5 years to serve, and it's going to be run consecutively to count one, backloaded, by which I mean after you serve your 15 years of probation. If you have been successful on that probation, and I sincerely hope that you are, then at the end of that 15 years, I will commute the entire rest of any service portion of your sentence to time served. So I'll get to the end of it and give you the total sentence, but I'm also going to impose a $15,000 fine with regard to that count. Count 57, 20 years to serve 5, commuted to time served, the balance of 15 years probated, concurrent with count 1. Count 58, 10 years to serve 5, commuted to time served, balance probated, concurrent with count 1. 59, 5 years to serve, commuted to time served, concurrent with count 1. 60, 5 years to serve, commuted to time served, concurrent with count 1. Count 61, 5 years to serve, that is required to be also a consecutive sentence, so that's going to be run consecutively to count 56 and backloaded. Count 62, 10 years to serve, also required to be served consecutively, that's going to be consecutive to count 61, also backloaded. So essentially, the total sentence is 40 years to serve the first 5 years in prison, but commuted to the time that you have already served, followed by 15 years on probation, followed then by the backloaded 20 years, which can be served in custody and will be served in custody if you are not successful on your probation. If you are successful in completing your 15 years probation, that will be commuted to time served.
But yeah, that is the end of the video, and let me know what y'all think about this, man. But overall, it's pretty crazy because we did know the whole situation while Young Thug was still in court facing his trial, facing his RICO case. Gunna was released from prison, and a lot of people were making a lot of speculations. But you know, there were hints in here and there by Lil Baby, for example, that Gunna is a snitch. But it wasn't really a big deal, if you understand what I'm saying. It wasn't a big deal as if 6ix9ine, like 6ix9ine, for example, he's literally the face of the music industry for being a snitch. Which in a case like this, Gunna, for example, that wasn't the case, man. It was just one of those things where it was not a big deal, but it was still a big deal at the same time, if you understand what I'm saying. So it got to the point where he could just go along with his career, still make music. People will still listen to it. It'll just be like nothing happened, right? You know what I mean? But there was still definitely hints that he did snitch, and he was playing it off as if he didn't snitch, making tweets on Twitter saying the truth will come out as if he didn't snitch. But clearly now we know the truth, and it's a big deal because Young Thug is released from prison, just recently got released from prison, so he has a lot of hype, a lot more hype around his name, a lot more eyes on him. So if he says something, it's definitely gonna catch a lot of eyes. So a lot of people do know for a fact that Young Thug does not mess with Gunna, and Gunna did in fact snitch. You know what I mean? He definitely snitched. But either way, seems like Gunna is still signed to YSL. That's why he didn't want to make this whole thing such a big deal or have a major beef with Young Thug, if you understand what I mean. Even though he did snitch, he is under the YSL label, if I'm not wrong. So this is going to damage his career more than anybody else's, if I'm going to be completely honest. But I don't know, man. Let me know what y'all think. But overall, clearly Gunna's still going on with his career. He's still successful. He's still making hits. So this whole situation didn't really change anything, except for the fact that a lot more people in the music industry isn't going to want to do music with him, if I'm going to be honest. Because a lot of people in the music industry does mess with Young Thug. So if Young Thug tells any of these people, hey, don't do a song with this guy, then, you know, clearly they're not going to do a song with him because there's a valid reason why. He's a snitch. He literally snitched on Young Thug. But let me know what y'all think, man. Gonna cut the video here. So without further ado, peace out.